Alright, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. First off, again, like always, I like to start off the video by thanking everybody for liking and subscribing past videos. We're doing very well with the past videos, and it just means the world to me, and your support, I can't say thank you enough. There's 2 new subscribers that I just want to personally say thank you for. I see that you recently subscribed. Icy Blue 2525. Thank you so much for your support. And Williams Lopez, again, another new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for your support as well. Any new subscribers, I just want to say, if you can, drop a like on the video, make a comment, let me know that you're new. I love to acknowledge all of our new subscribers. I want to make sure that, you know, I'm doing a great job for you, and this is why I want to have videos come out at a pretty consistent basis so that we can stay on top of the content. All right, so today, our video, it's going to be a very interesting video about the top teams in the NL East. So we're going to be ranking the National League East. So who's the best team? Who's the worst team? Okay, so we're going to start up with number 5, and number 5 is going to be pretty easy to determine. And just so you know, I have a very interesting way of determining the rankings. I'm going to look for the players on the team and what players each team has that's going to produce wins. So I'm going to look at the stat WAR, which is which means wins above replacement, and the WAR stat measures how many wins a player is worth as compared to a replacement player. So if a guy is a 6 WAR, that means he's worth 6 more wins than a replacement player. And I'm going to look for any players that are over 3. So first we're going to look at the Nationals. Last year the Nationals had 2 players that had a 3 or plus WAR. So they had 2 guys over a 3 WAR. That was Juan Soto and Josh Bell. Both of those guys, they're obviously gone. So last year, you know, going into 2023 season, they're going in with no guys that had a WAR of 3 and over. So we obviously know they're in a rebuilding stage, them getting rid of Juan Soto, them getting rid of Josh Bell, and all the other trades that they've made and decisions they've made, they're deciding to rebuild. So right now, they're in the basement, and they're on the bottom of the NL East. I don't think anybody's going to dispute that. Number 4, I don't think anybody's going to dispute the number 4 team either, and we're going to go with the Miami Marlins. The Miami Marlins, granted, they have a lot of young, talented players, but right now they don't have enough to compete with the other 3. The 2 best players they had 2 guys with a 3 or more WAR last year. The first guy was Pablo Lopez. He actually had exactly a 3. And the second guy, everybody knows, an all-star, a stud, Sandy Alcantara. Sandy Alcantara had an 8 WAR. So, I mean, this guy was a phenom. He was phenomenal. The Marlins have a great pitching staff, but not enough to get up into the top 3. All right, so this is where it gets a little dicey, and I mean, depending on who you talk to a Philly fan, you know, they'll say the Mets are number 3, they'll say Atlanta's number 3. You speak to an Atlanta fan, they'll say the Phillies number 3 or the Mets are number 3, vice versa. A Met fan will think, you know, the opposite. The Mets fan will rank the Phillies number 3 or Atlanta number 3. So this is really tough to do. Obviously, I'm a Met fan, but I'm trying to look at the stats. I'm trying to put facts together. So if I look at the stats, last year Philadelphia had 3 guys with a plus over 3 WAR. They had Wheeler at a 5.1, Nola at a 6.0, and they had Real Muto at a 6.5. So their 3 guys were over 5. So they actually had a really high WAR. Harper, unfortunately, he didn't get there because he was injured, but we know he's way over a 3+ WAR player, and they've added Turner. So last year they had only 3 guys above WAR, but we know on an average season they're gonna average about 5 guys. So they're gonna have Realmuto, they're gonna have Aaron Nola, they're gonna have Wheeler, they're gonna have Harper, and they're gonna have Trey Turner. So they're gonna have approximately 5 guys with a 3+ WAR. So, you know, they have a lot of talent in their team. Of course, they have Kyle Schwarber. They have other guys who could, you know, have a great year, step up. You know, I really like the Phillies. I like what they're doing in the bullpen. I really like all the moves they're making. They strengthen up their pen. They strengthen up their. They already have a strong lineup. They have a strong rotation. Taijuan Walker, you know what? He was on the Mets last year. We know he's a workhorse. You know, even though he's had a rough second half, we know about that. But you know what? I would have been happy if he would have been signed with the Mets. So, you know, I got to give Philly a lot of credit. I have you ranked as number 3, but you know what? You can easily be number 1. So, there's no slight there. You made it to the World Series last year. A lot of great things there. Harper's a 2-time MVP. You got a lot of great players. You know what? And this is what I was talking with a friend. If you're going to spend money, the Philadelphia Phillies have actually showed you how to spend money right. So that's actually a lot of great credit I give to the Philadelphia organization. Okay, so number 2, and this is actually really tough because I wouldn't even say it's number 2. I'm going to say it's more like 1A and 1B. So I'm going to go the 1B team, and I'm going to have to go with the Atlanta Braves. And I know Braves fans are going to be like, come on, you're a biased Met fan. And, you know, and I can see you saying that. But I'm basing this on the facts from last year. And it's actually kind of tough because Atlanta actually does have a lot of young talent. A lot of young talent. I'm looking at these names right now, and it's phenomenal what Atlanta has done. I give Atlanta all the credit in the world. All the credit in the world. I mean, we don't know how they're signing all these guys to these very bargain basement contract, and these guys are so freaking talented. You know, the Ozzie Albies one. I mean, I'll never get that out of my head. I don't know how Ozzie Albies ever signed a contract that small. Okay, but we're gonna look at the Braves guys. Over a 3+ WAR. We're going to see how many guys they had. So last year they had Austin Riley. They had Max Fried. So, okay, go back. Austin Riley had a WAR of 6.5. Max Fried had a WAR of 5.9. Dansby Swanson had a WAR of 5.7. Michael Harris had a WAR of 5.3. Spencer Strider had a WAR of 3.7. So we know that's going to go up because he's going to pitch a full season. Kyle Wright had a WAR of 3.6, and Matt Olson had a WAR of 3.3. So you got a lot of young guys on this list who are only going to get better, and they're going to improve their WAR. So, I mean, easily they can go in the 1 position, but for right now, the little experiment we're doing, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 7 guys last year with a 3 or more WAR. So you take out Dansby Swanson, so they're going to go into 2023 with 6 guys with a 3+ WAR. So that's why I have them at 1B. And like I said, this is not scientific. This is just, you know, a little video that we're doing. I know the Braves are a very talented bunch. You know, I'm jealous of a lot of their young talent. I mean, Austin Riley, I mean, the guy's a beast. Max Fried's probably like the best lefty out there. You know, Michael Harris, I can't believe how these rookies are having phenomenal season. Spencer Strider. I mean, you have phenomenal players. I don't even have Ozzie Albies on here. So, I mean, that's another guy that next year that's going to probably produce and have a great season. Okay, so number 1, the best team right now in the National League East, we have your New York Mets. And last year, if we look at the team, we had a bunch of guys over a 3 WAR. We had Jeff McNeil coming in at 5.7, Lindor at 5.4, Scherzer at 5.2, Alonso at 4.4, Starling Marte at 3.8. Who did we have? Okay, I had this guy crossed out because he's not on the team. Chris Bassett, he had a 3.2. Edwin Diaz at a 3.2 as well. And then we add another 2 guys on there. Justin Verlander had a 5.9, reigning American League Cy Young Award winner. And Carlos Correa, he had a 5.4. So if we total that up, we had 9 guys from last year's Mets and new additions that had over a 3 WAR. Then if you minus Bassett, it comes out at 8. So just out of a little experiment, we had the Mets with 8 guys, the Braves with 6 guys, The Phillies, I'm going to give them 5 guys. The Marlins with 2. And the Nationals with 0. But the Nationals, we know what they're doing. They're building through youth. You know, they're not, you know, trying to win right now. So it makes all the sense in the world. Like, the analysis we're doing is a little different. So that's how I looked at ranking the teams. But it's just very tough. I mean, we see that the top 3 teams, the Phillies, the Braves, the Mets, they could be switched. You know, one week we're going to see the rankings change, the power rankings change throughout the whole season. I mean, I'm like really like looking forward to this season. I'm excited about like watching the Phillies, the Braves, and the Mets all play each other. It's going to be fun. They all have strong rotations. They'll all have a strong bullpen. Their offenses are all great, and it's just going to be a sight to see. So, if you made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you found just one little tiny fact that you found of value, please hit that like button. It's helping us grow the channel. We're all in this together, like I always mention. Please subscribe. Please drop a comment. Tell me that you're a new subscriber. I love hearing that. And you know what? Let's go Mets. But also, you know, this is a National League East video. So let's go Phillies. Let's go Braves. Let's go Marlins. And let's go Nationals. Let's have a great season. And can't wait till April. Let's go, guys. See you next time.